Hey guys, welcome to the It's Just Wrestling YouTube channel. I'm Justin. Today's video is going over my review for Nxt Takeover New York. From bottom to top to bottom, this card was insane. Every match really was great. There was nothing bad about any match, and we're going to dive right into it. The first match that the night started off with was the War Raiders versus Aleister Black and Ricochet. This match set the tone for the night, and the match itself had everything you wanted. It had emotion, it had great spots, it had near falls. It was great altogether. I can't stress you the fact, if you're a fan of tag team action, please go watch this match. The War Raiders are insane. These are some Viking dudes that look and are built like Vikings. They're just massive people, and but they're so agile and quick in the ring, especially Hanson, who's the bigger one out of the tag team, and he's the high flyer of the group. It's insane. I can't stress you enough how good they are. There was a spot where everybody's on the outside, and like Hanson's on the top rope and he does a swanton onto everybody. This dude is massive and is doing high flying stuff. It's great. It's great. I can't stress that fact. There was another great spot where Aleister Black hits Rowe with the black mass, and Ricochet hits a beautiful shooting star press, and it looks like it's going to be the end of the match. And even Mauro Ranallo with the call saying that we're going to send the NXT champions to WrestleMania, like, it even played into that part. But Hanson came in, Aleister Black was trying to like stop him, and right before the ref hit the 3 count, Hanson pushes Aleister Black into Ricochet, breaking up the pin on Rowe. It was a great near fall. There was another great near fall where the War Raiders have hit a move on Ricochet, and you thought it was going to be the end to it. Luckily, and at the last minute, they both pinned him. They're both pinning Ricochet, and at the last moment, right before the ref's hand hit 2, Aleister Black comes in with a double foot stomp off the top rope and timed it perfectly to break up the pin. That was a great near fall. The ending came where the War Raiders hit the Fallout, which is their finishing move, onto Ricochet for the 3. It was a scary looking moment because it did look like it was a rough landing for Ricochet. They might have been people speculating that he might be a little bit injured. Hopefully not. He seemed to be good for the most part, body just shaking up a little bit. But at the end of the match, the War Raiders showed respect to Ricochet and Aleister Black. This was Aleister Black and Ricochet's swan song for NXT. This was their last takeover, and they went off with a bang. The War Raiders bowed to them. They left the ring, and Ricochet and Aleister Black were saluted by the crowd. Thank you, Ricochet. Thank you, Aleister. Standing ovation for both men, and it was well deserved. These dudes have put on nothing but great matches while in NXT, and yeah, hopefully they could keep that momentum going into WrestleMania and win the SmackDown titles. And I can't stress the fact how good this match was. So if you're a fan of tag team wrestling, I would definitely check it out. The second match we're going to get into is the NXT North American Championship match, which pitted the champion Velveteen Dream against the champion Matt Riddle. Now this match was is really good as well. Maybe not as good as the original, the opening match, but nonetheless, it was still really good in its own right. This match was a lot more technical in the beginning, especially that grappling style really dominated the first half of the match. And then they got into more of the charismatic, like, sports entertainment like match, which was great, by the way, too. Matt Riddle was dominating most of the match. It showed really this was to really put over how good Matt Riddle could be. Velveteen Dream is Velveteen Dream, so if he goes all out, especially during TakeOver. He came out as the Statue of Liberty. It was great. There was this one bit where, like, you see Matt Riddle he slowly looked like he was gonna turn heel throughout this whole match. He started getting more and more frustrated and doing, I guess, stuff that would be considered heel. Like, there was this great spot where Velveteen is on the apron on the outside, and Matt Riddle, hops on the second rope, deadlifts him from the back, and German suplex him back into the ring. Insane spot. It was a great show of how good Matt Riddle is and how smart Velveteen Dream is and the experience he has in takeover matches. This was Matt Riddle's first singles takeover match, official one, not like the one that he had at with Cassius Ohno. That was like that. This really showed what Matt Riddle can do. And then the ending came when Matt Riddle had Velveteen Dream in the Bro Mission, and being experienced, Velveteen Dream was able to reverse it into a pinning situation and got the 3 count, shocking Matt Riddle. And it looked like Matt Riddle was gonna attack him after, but it was a cool show of respect. They fist bumped at the end of it, so it did plant some seeds. Maybe we could get a heel Matt Riddle, but it is gonna. I don't think this feud is gonna be over. I think this is gonna go longer, unless they take Matt Riddle into the main event scene. I'm not too sure what they're gonna do with that, but Velveteen Dream still remains your NXT North American champion. I had Matt Riddle winning this in my predictions, with the War Raiders winning and Matt Riddle losing. I was actually one of my predictions for going into this. I ended the predictions 3-2, but we'll get into the other predictions later on. But Velveteen Dream was able to retain his championship match in a really good match. And it definitely showcased how good Matt Riddle is. If there was any people who doubted what was the hype about Matt Riddle, this is why. The dude he's so good. He's so charismatic. And you had 2 people who ooze charisma. It's going to give you a good match. And it was definitely a different style match compared to the first one. The third match was the UK Championship match, which pitted the champion Pete Dunne versus the challenger Walter, and holy God, was this match hard hitting. Good Lord. My God, this was as stiff as you can get, and it really took that British strong style wrestling. A bit of it was technical, a lot of it was just stiff, rough, old school, like I'm gonna mess you up wrestling. And Walter's a beast, and Pete Dunne made him look even better than what the rumors made Walter out to be. This was my first official Walter match in that main event, or not the main event scene, but in a big match style. And this match, I can't tell you how good it was. It's very different from the previous 2 ones. It's hard to explain how good it was, because it's gonna sound like it was just like an old school type match, and it's not that. It was a fight more than it was a match. Pete Dunne took a lot of brutality in this match, even taking a power bomb off the turnbuckle, and he was like, it wasn't just a normal power bomb. Walter launched this dude as he was going down. It was insane. Pete Dunne was breaking his finger. It was just a really good match. You have to watch it. Evidently Walter wins, crowning him as the new face of the UK scene. I agree with this. Pete Dunne had that title for 685 days. In no way, shape, or form does this put Pete Dunne down. I think this moves him up either into the main NXT, or it brings him into the main roster. He may get a rematch or so with Walter, but I think we're going to see the Pete Dunne era move somewhere else, and hopefully move on to more up the ranks into better things. But this match was, people argue this was like the match of the night. You can argue that. Every match could have been match of the night for a lot of people. The event was that good. Walter came out on top. He's your new UK champion, and I can't wait to see what he does with it. The next match we go is the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Women's Championship match, which pitted Shayna Baszler, the champion, versus Kairi Sane, Io Shirai, and Bianca Belair against each other. This match was really good. It had a lot to follow with the previous 3 matches, especially the UK Championship match. The crowd was a little bit deaf for this, but it definitely picked up towards the end. Kairi Sane and Io Shirai are amazing. Bianca Belair is special. I am ready for a Kairi Sane Io Shirai match. I don't care if it's for the title. It'll be better with the title, but I need them to face off, because what they were doing in this match is insane. Or just give me them versus Sasha Banks and Bayley for those titles, because Kairi Sane and Io Shirai are special together. Bianca Belair is the future of this division. She had a crazy spot where she hit her KOD special on both Kairi Sane and Io Shirai at the same time. Like, it was insane. Shayna Baszler is continuing to grow. She is a monster heel. She actually was able to retain her title, and yeah, in really good fashion by tapping out Bianca Belair. It just shows how much trust that Triple H has in her. I wonder what they're gonna do with her. I wonder who's gonna be the new face to challenge her. My guess is that they're gonna build up Mia Yim, or they're gonna build up, Io Shirai, maybe Kairi Sane, but Io Shirai I think for sure is gonna be a contender. I think Mia Yim is gonna be up there, and hopefully this leads up to Candice LeRae as well being brought up, because I've been wanting Candice LeRae tonight let loose and let her get her shine. It's time. So we're gonna see what they do with Shayna Baszler and the women's division, because the women's division is on fire right now in NXT. Now we go into the 2 out of 3 falls main event for the vacant NXT champion between Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole, and I cannot stress you enough how good this match was. With the 2 out of 3 falls match, if you know anything about how these matches go, or if you're used to watching certain matches, they progress throughout. They have levels. The first half may have been a little bit too slow for certain people, but it did build it. This was mainly to be built up slowly, and get higher as time went on. I think they went on for 40-45 minutes around there, and it just got better. It was crescendo. It kept going up and up and up and up and up. The first fall came with Adam Cole hitting the last shot on Johnny Gargano, and then the second fall came with Gargano tapping out Cole really quick. Cole tapped out real quick, but it wasn't because it was to win. It was so he still has another fall, and he tapped out to preserve energy, it plays into the psychology of the match itself. It was really, really good. And then when they were tied, this is when the match was hitting its highest points. They called back to the Ciampa feud with the backstabber, Cole hitting the fairy tale ending on Gargano on the table. The crowd were eating everything up. Everything about this match was just good. At one point, you think Gargano's gonna lose because he's fighting off the entire Undisputed Era, and then the near falls on this match were just insane. They knocked it out of the park. The ending came with Gargano fighting off the entire Undisputed Era, locking in the Gargano escape on Adam Cole, forcing Adam Cole to tap out, and Johnny Gargano is your new NXT champion after so long, after fighting for it. It was such a good feel moment. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with the main event scene now, and what they're gonna do with Undisputed Era, because it is interesting, because there was a backstage where it looks like they're having a little beef right now, so we'll see. But yeah, I can't wait. This, at the end of it all, you see Johnny celebrating with Candice, celebrating with his family, and at the end of it, Tommaso Ciampa comes out and hugs him and hugs Candice, and it was just such a feel-good moment. And if you've been following the storyline for so long, it was so good. It was so good. I can't stress you enough how good Takeover was, and once again, they knocked it out of the park. And that's my review. I went 3-2 in my prediction, which isn't too bad. I didn't think. Well, I figured they put the belt on Matt Riddle to move Velveteen Dream up into the main event scene, but we'll see how that goes. And I figured they'd go with Adam Cole and have Johnny Gargano probably move up to the main roster or something, but it looks like they're going to keep Gargano in NXT for a while, and we'll see how the main event scene plays out. I've been Justin from It's Just Wrestling. Thank you for so much. Please like, subscribe, share all that good stuff. Have a good one, guys.